Hello everyone! In today's lesson, we're going to deal with vocabulary exercises about family, celebrations, collocations, going places, travel, shopping, and some phrasal verbs. Now, first of all, we're going to deal with some vocabulary about travel and going places. Now, have a look at these given words and then try to match the words with their definition. You have disembark or board, and they should mean either get on or get off. You have take off and touch down, which should mean either leave the ground or land on the ground. Then you have cruise or voyage, which should mean either a long journey by sea or a journey by sea visiting different places as a holiday. And lastly, you have bus and coach, which should mean either a large passenger vehicle that travels a short regular route or a comfortable vehicle that transports passengers over long distances. Then, have a look at the given pictures here. According to the pictures, you're supposed to circle the right word under each of them. So, is the first picture a gallery or a statue? Is the second one a monument or a wharf? Is the third one a wharf or a statue? And is the last one a gallery or a statue? Let's confirm the answers together. So, disembark means get off, and board is to get on something. Take off means to leave the ground, and touchdown is to land on the ground. Cruise is a journey by sea visiting different places as a holiday, while voyage is just a long journey by the sea. And lastly, the bus is large passenger vehicles that travels a short regular route, while the coach is a comfortable vehicle that transports passengers over long distances. Now, the second exercise is, the first picture is gallery. The second one is a wharf. The third one is a statue. And the last one is a monument. Another topic we're going to deal with is money and shopping. Now, have a look at the given words, and while I read them, try to odd one out. You have rich, broke, and healthy. You have owe, withdraw, and deposit, mortgage, loan, or tax, receipt, finance, economics, entrepreneur, businessman, and worker. Did you think of the odd one out? However, let's deal with the second exercise, and we'll confirm the answers in the next slide. Now, the next exercise has to deal with word formation. Now, you have the verb given, or the noun, or the adjective, and please complete the missing gap. So, if the verb is to economize, the noun is economy or economics, then which is the adjective? Then, in the second one, you have no verb, which means it does not exist. You're supposed to find the noun of the adjective luxurious. You have the verb finance, which is the same as the noun finance, and you're supposed to find the adjective for that. Then you will find the verb of the noun risk, whose adjective is risky. Operate is the verb, you will find the noun, and the adjective is operational. Lastly, you will find the verb of the noun withdrawal, and it has no adjective. Were you able to guess and find them? Now, let's look at the answers for exercise 1 and 2 at the same time. In the first exercise, the first one-out word is broke. In the second one, it is owe, then it's check, you then have receipt, and lastly, the worker. It all depends on the meaning of each of them. in the second exercise in the table, the adjective is economical. The noun is luxury. The adjective of finance is financial. The verb of risk is again risk. Then you have the noun operation for the verb operate. And lastly, the verb withdraw for the noun withdrawal. The next topic we're going to deal with is family relations and phrasal verbs. Now, complete the text below using the words get, make, put, look, bring, fall, and grow. You sometimes need to use a word twice. The text deals with personality. Let's read it together. Some of us seem to be infinitely kind, while others seem to down on everyone around them. Some of us never forget an argument, while others up and forgive easily. As we up, our personality develops, and we find out that we on with certain people than others. Who we are seems to have a large genetic element, but is also influenced by those who us up. If we up to our parents or other family members, we may want to be like them. On the other hand, if our parents seem to us down all the time and we out with them a lot, then perhaps we will develop quite different personalities. Now, were you able to have an idea of which verb you had to put in the gaps? If not, let's check that together in the answers. Now, the first one was look, and you have the word to look down on somebody, which means to despise. Then you make up, which means you tend to forget an argument and be friends again. Then you grow up, which means you develop physically or emotionally. And you have get on with, you get on with some people, which means you have a good relationship with them. Then you have bring up, which means again to grow up, to mature. You look up to. If you look up to somebody, that means you admire that person. And then you have to put us down all the time. If you put somebody down all the time, you discourage him. You tend to tell him words that disappoint him or her. And the last one, to fall out with, which means to quarrel with somebody and not be friends again. This was all we had prepared for today's class. Thank you all for your attention.